and you don't have any addictions either. I want to add that in. Hopefully you guys can see me, but hearing me is more important. But you don't have any addictions. See, the mind or the eye, now we're going to get into the eye. This is really the eye. See, they don't know where the mind is because the mind connects to the iris. See, the mind is the format or, the format on how you tap into the grid. That's all it is. And it's components of the mind that are locked into what's called the brain. And there's components of the mind that's locked into your iris. So when you get addicted to something, supposedly, this really in metaphysics represents the lack of the lack of dreaming or the lack of proper vision. Yeah, you can see, but the way you observe things around you has been fractured. So you get addicted to stuff, whatever it is, no matter if it's sex, food, money, whatever. You get addicted, so-called addicted, to stuff because of the lack of a dream. So your addiction, this is what keeps you in your fantasy, you see. When you get deep into your dream, you're going to become addicted to it. Your true dream, what you truly was here to do, and you're going to be able to heal yourself. All of your karma. So your karma is you need that. That's your bully. Keep you going. You may say, I'm hooked on this. Well, you're not hooked on anything. Once you figure out what you want to do, you'll be able to leave that alone, period. And once you have the money too, not just figure it out, and they have the money to be able to finance and do what you really want to do, though, you got to sit back for a minute, though. You're not going to be addicted to anything because you're going to be doing what you want to do. There's no addictions. So before you can really get into what I'm talking about and be able to truly view it, you have to let go of all addictions because you came through this portal on your own. And addictions represent kind of like a cane, something to hold on to for a minute. Or once you get into your mission, so-called addictions are going to turn into reality enhancements. Meaning that you might still do the same stuff you was doing, but now you're doing your purpose. So it's going to enhance your reality. So before you can start talking about really having the time to sit down and understand certain aspects of business and algorithms and money and stuff like that, you have to totally let go of all of the outside stigmas because you're not going to understand it. You're going to always go back to what you know, which is really the first addiction. Did you know that? Because you think you know everything. We all do. At a certain point, because you're going, this is my life. I got to live it. Nobody else is living it for me. They don't understand it. I know everything. This is how I got to do it, type of thing. And with this format, that's where we fall short at because this format that I'm talking about represents unlimited progress where you're working with a group of people where you could know it all and that would stagnate the group. You might have to be in a situation where everything you know is nothing. It's thrown out the window. And now you got to reformat and refine-tune your dream or your vision is what I'm really getting at. So you have a vision, you see stuff. But until you really understand what you see and be able to have a communication with that, that's when it's going to be deep. You don't know what you're here for. You're not ready for wealth, true wealth, because you don't have a vision. The Bible says if you don't have a vision, the people around you will perish. This is true. because you don't have that vision. If you had that vision, they'll see you and be like, okay, what's that? Something about that person. They doing something. They want to come around you more, regardless. You have to know what you want to do, what you was put here for, have a vision before you can start talking about any of this. Because all of this, once I get deep into it, it's gonna be all about units, numbers, letters, figures. We're gonna be going into alphabets, different languages, to help you to understand how Visa is using all of this to create this dream, and got people using this credit, and they're operating with trillions probably of dollars off of a dream. So you like, what does this have to do with any of this? Like, get yourself together. Why can't I just get the money and then I can just use the money to get myself together? It doesn't work like that. You're not going to be able to get into the executive position, which is taking back your body, until you first understand all of this. Because Visa you'll be working for them, thinking you're working for yourself. These people view you, man, on a deep level. And the money you making, it'll be all their money, without them touching it. And then flip it and mess around and buy you out. Oh yeah, I've seen it done on the stock market. These people are wizards, man. Women and men. Wizards. You call them extraterrestrials, but it's a civilization that got so smart that they figured out how to hide themselves from from being able to be viewed by any beings on the surface of the planet. They hid their stuff so good. And now they're running everything. So I'm going to go more into that civilization on the next segment. Thank you for listening and watching. As always, stay vigilant. Namaste.